So, good day sa ating lahat. So, pag-aaralan naman natin ngayon sa topic na ito ay ang plate tectonics and weathering. Sa subject natin na Geo 222 or Geology for Civil Engineers. Yung mga topic discussed in this presentations were tackled during your earth science subject, and it is considered as a review for us, and I assume or I expecting that we gain new information in this lecture. Okay? So, pag-uusapan naman muna natin ang plate tectonics. Ang etymological definition niya or origin ng plate tectonics or tectonics is tectonicus from the Latin word and from Greek as well, literally pertaining to a building, or is a scientific theory describing the large-scale motion of the 7 large plates and the movements of the larger number of smaller plates of the Earth's lithosphere. So, it is the movement of the large-scale plates as well as the smaller plates in the Earth's lithosphere. So, lithosphere is the upper part of the Earth, consists of crust and the uppermost solid mantle. So, yung pinitang composition na ng lithosphere na itang kitang crust na as well as itang uppermost solid mantle. Okay? So, maniwala tamo na in Earth is approximately 3.3 to 3.5 billion years ago, di ba? At alineman kitang present day map tamo, alineman tayo itang original na formation na ning continents tamo, di ba? As we discuss in our continental drift theory topic, isn't it? So, king plate tectonics, akit mula rin din rin ang different large plates and smaller plates na i-discuss na naman later on. Okay. At kitang boundary diretang plates areni karon niya mag-occur tang awsan tamong earthquake. Okay? So, to give you a simple introduction, tintamong awsan na different boundaries keng plate tectonics. So, kung ka rin lang mag-meet retang awsan tamong plates, diba? Tintamong convergent, divergent, and transform. Okay? Earthquakes, volcanic activity, mountain building, and oceanic trench formation occur along these plates, boundaries, or faults. So, retang araramdaman tamo earthquake, volcanic activity, kitang pamagbuo dareng vulkan, bundok, is mag-occur kitang pagitan dareng adong plates. It's either convergent, divergent, or transform. So, the relative movement of the plates typically ranges from 0 to 100 millimeter annually. So, ating tamong subduction or magbabayang gabon tamo ranging from 0 to 100 mm annually. So, continuously moving itang plates tamo. As we can see in this picture, yapin retet ang boundaries da. Akitamo retang kunay labaden nung nalalagyo retang plates sa rin. At retang approximate area da. Okay. So again, itang edges da reni, itang boundary da nga rin, can la mag-occur kadalasan retang or most of the time etang earthquake, volcanic activity, mountain building, and oceanic trench formation, and others. Okay? So, nung akit mo retang purple, yapin retang earthquake na as legend na kini. and volcanoes are in the red legend. Okay. So going back, the previously mentioned boundaries, explain tala metong beta. First is the divergent boundaries. Divergent boundaries occur where two plates slide apart from each other. So, akit tamo kayo picture ngayon mag-slide outward la ining plates. Okay? Ting divergent boundaries, ausan nga naman constructive boundaries where two plates, sabi ko nga din, slide apart from each other. So, ating instances kasi na ating yung ocean-to-ocean drifting or mag-drift yan in ocean-to-ocean basis. Divergent boundaries formed by seafloor spreading, allowing the formation of a new ocean basin. As the ocean plate splits, the ridge forms the spreading center. The ocean basin expands. So, kapag may diverge ya, itang metong or nga doon plate, itang basin kitang ocean floor tamo is mag-expand ya. And mag-cause yang many small volcanoes and other shallow earthquakes. So, kapag mag-expand ya, or mag-spread ya itang ocean basin tamo, makapag-form yang o may-increase itang cause na magkaroong small volcanoes and or shallow earthquakes. Okay? Whereas in continent-to-continent rifting naman, divergent boundaries may cause new ocean basin. So, kitang ocean-to-ocean, mag-expand yan. Kaya naman, continent-to-continent, mag-create yung new ocean basin to form as a continent splits, spreads, and central rift collapses, the ocean fills the basins. Active zones of mid-ocean ridges, example of which are the Mid-Atlantic Ridge and the East Pacific Rise. The continent-to-continent drifting, such as on Africa's East African Rift and Valley and the Red Sea, are examples of the divergent boundaries. So, nasa lecture naman natin yan, and I hope we understand word per word and simplest term lang naman yung ginamit natin dyan. At sana mas maintindihan natin ito. And para alam din natin kung anong bang nangyayari below our ground surface. So as you can see, yung lithosphere, nag-occur yung mga plates natin or mga earthquake is on the Earth's crust and the uppermost mantle ng Earth's or nung composition of the Earth. Okay? So, dapat alam din natin yan para as a civil engineer, alam natin kung paano natin iiwasan or anong gagawin natin kapag nakapag-encounter tayo ng property na below or above an divergent boundary plate. Okay? So next, kung mayroong divergent na nagpupush away, meron naman tayong tinatawag na convergent boundaries. So, convergent boundaries where the destructive or active margins occur where two plates slide toward each other to form either subduction zone or continental collision. So, sa convergent boundaries, yung isang pinaka-dense or yung pinaka-dense oceanic lithosphere plunges beneath the less dense continent. So, magpapasa ilalim yung isang plate at yung isa naman tataas. Okay? Meron din tayong tinatawag na ocean-to-continent subduction. Example nito yung sa Andes Mountain Range in South America and the Cascade Mountains in western United States. So, states that dense oceanic lithosphere plunges beneath the less dense continents. Earthquakes trace the path of the downward moving plate as it descends into the asthenosphere. A trench forms and the subducted plate is heated. It releases volatiles, mostly water from hydrous minerals into the surrounding mantle. So yung tubig na produce in the process lowers the melting point of the mantle material above the subducting slab. causing it to melt. So, malulusaw yun at mag-form siyang magma. Magma that results typically leads to volcanism. So, kapag meron magma, gusto nang tumaas at mag-form siya ng volcano. Okay? So, yun yung kung divergent, push away, or nagdidikit at tumataas yung pa-upward yung movement ng plates. Yung isa convergent boundary naman, yung isa ibaba, yung isa taas. So makikita natin sa picture kung ano yung formation or yung movement ng isang convergent boundary plates. Okay. Next one, transform boundaries. Transform boundaries occur when two plates, lithospheric plates, slides among transform folds. So, kung ito naman is, kumbaga nagsishear siya. Yung isa papunta sa front, yung isa sa back. Kumbaga nagsishear talaga siya. Yung sa topic natin sa strength of materials or design subject natin. Yung typical sense niya is nagsishear. So, in the simplest sense, nag-grind past each other along the transform faults. Tapos meron tayong tinatawag na dalawang motion. The relative motion of the two plates is either sinistral or dextral. Sinistral kapag left side toward the observer, and dextral naman kapag right side toward the observer. So, strong earthquakes can occur along a fault. So, i-discuss naman natin yan sa mga susunod na topic. Yung earthquakes at kung paano natin i-solve ang magnitude at yung mga energy released by an earthquake. Okay. So, yun yung mga boundaries sa plate tectonics: convergent, divergent, and transform boundaries. So, nabanggit natin kanina na movement of the earth is affected by the movement of the plates. So, meron tayong mga tinatawag na major plate and minor plates. So, makikita natin sa picture na ito kung ano yung mga different plates na comprises of the earth. So, hindi lahat dito nakalagay at sa mga succeeding picture, pero based on our research, mga nakalista sa lecture natin na yung mga ilan or iyan ang mga major and minor plates natin. Pwede pa kasing magkaroon ng panibagong plate at hindi pa natutuklasan or hindi pa nila natuklasan talaga even if na previously is existing na yung plate na yan. Kumbaga, plates kasi parang Tagalog, plato. Diba? Meron siyang boundary, meron siyang hangganan. Kumbaga, irregular yung shape niya. Though, in contrary, yung sinasabi kong plate is circular. When you break the plate, diba parang irregular na siya. Same thing din sa plates or plate tectonics. Pwede natin siyang i-relate. Okay? So, umpisahan natin define muna yung major plates. So, based sa study, meron tayong mga major plates na tinatawag. So, paano ba natin makaklasify na major plate or minor plate ang isang plate? Okay? Ang major plate is having an area greater than 20 million square kilometer. Okay? Major plate is having an area greater than 20 million kilometer square. So, kapag minor plate, siyempre kabaligtaran niya, minor plate is a plate less than 20 million kilometers squared, but not less than 1 million kilometers squared, or but greater than 1 million kilometers squared. Okay? Going back to the major plates, we first define African plate. African plate, a major tectonic plate underlying Africa west of the East African Rift, having 61.3 million kilometers squared. So this is the African plate. So change natin yung cursor. So ito yung African plate. At sinasabi na meron siyang 61.3 kilometer or 61.3 million kilometers squared. Okay. Next one is the Antarctic plate. Antarctic plate, a tectonic plate containing the continent of Antarctica and extending outward under the surrounding oceans, having 60.90 or 60.9 million kilometers squared. So this is the Antarctica or Antarctic plate. Parang binubuo niya or sinasaklaw niya yung buong continent ng Antarctica as well as yung mga surrounding oceans dito. Okay. Next one is the Eurasian plate. Eurasian plate, a tectonic plate which includes most of the continent of Eurasia, having an approximate area of 67.8 million kilometers squared. So this one is the Eurasian plate. At from the word itself, sinasaklaw niya or nasasakupan niya yung mostly na mga bansa sa Europe as well as sa Asia. So, ayan. Next one would be North American plate. So North American plate, a large tectonic plate including most of the North America, Greenland, and the part of Siberia, having an area of 7.9 million kilometers squared. So this one would be the North American plate. Okay. So meron siyang area na 75.9 million kilometers squared. Next one would be South American plate, a major tectonic plate which includes most of South America and a large part of South Atlantic, comprising of 43.6 million kilometers squared. So America, ito, South America. Okay. Next one, India-Australian plate. India or Indo-Australian plate, a major tectonic plate formed by the fusion of the Indian and the Australian plates, having 58.9 million kilometers squared, often considered two plates. So ito siya. Nag-collide or nagsama yung Indo or Indian and Australian plate. 58.9 million kilometers squared yung area niya. Next one would be the Pacific plate. Pacific plate, an oceanic tectonic plate under the Pacific Ocean, having an area of 103.3 million kilometers squared. This one would be the Pacific plate. So, yun yung mga 7 major plates comprised in Earth or sa Earth natin, yung mga major plates, yung African plate, Antarctic plate, Eurasian plate, North American plate, South American plate, and Indo-Australian plate, as well as the Pacific plates. Yun yung mga major. So ngayon yung pag-uusapan naman natin ay yung mga minor plates. So, makaklasify ang minor plates, ang isang plate kapag meron siyang area na less than 20 million kilometers squared at greater than 1 million kilometers squared. So, minor plates. Number 1, Somali plate. A Somali plate or the Somali plate is a minor tectonic plate including the east coast of Africa and the adjoining seabed, having an area of 16.7 million kilometers squared. Next one would be the Nazca plate. An oceanic tectonic plate in the eastern Pacific Ocean basin having a 15.6 million kilometer squared. Indian plate, a minor tectonic plate that got separated from Gondwana, having an area of 11.9 million per kilometer squared. Next one would be the Amurian plate, the plate tectonic plate in the eastern Asia, a minor tectonic plate including most of the Amurian plate, a tectonic plate in the eastern Asia. Next one would be the Sudan plate. Sudan plate, a minor tectonic plate including the most Southeast Asia. Next one would be the Philippine Sea plate, having an area of 5.5 million kilometers squared, and it is located on the east of the Philippines. So this is the Philippine Sea plate. At yung mga ibang parte ng Philippines are located on the Eurasian plate. Okhotsk plate. Okhotsk plate, a minor tectonic plate including the Sea of Okhotsk, the Kamchatka Peninsula, Sakhalin Island, Tohoku, and Hokkaido, sa Japan. No? Next one will be the Arabian plate. Arabian plate is a minor tectonic plate consisting mostly of the Arabian Peninsula, extending northward of the Mesopotamia and the Levant, having an area of 5 million kilometers squared. Yangtze plate. Yangtze plate, a small tectonic plate carrying the bulk of southern China. Next one with the Caribbean plate. Caribbean plate, a mostly oceanic tectonic plate including part of Central America and the Caribbean Sea, having an area of 3.3 million kilometers squared. Next one would be the Cocos plate, a young oceanic tectonic plate beneath the Pacific Ocean of the west coast of the Central America, having an area of 2.9 million kilometers squared. Next one would be the Caroline plate. Caroline plate, a minor oceanic tectonic plate north of New Guinea, having an area of 1.7 million kilometers squared. Next, Scotia plate, a minor oceanic tectonic plate between the South America and Antarctic plates, having an area of 1.6 million kilometers squared. Second to the last, Burma plate, a minor tectonic plate in the Southeast Asia, having an area of 1.1 million kilometers squared. Lastly would be the New Hebrides plate. New Hebrides plate is a minor tectonic plate in the Pacific Ocean near Vanuatu, having an area of 1.1 million kilometers squared. So this comprises of some minor plates being discovered by the scientists as of today. So meron possibility na meron pang minor plates from the existing major plates nag-collide o nag-diverge o kung ano man boundaries yung nag-occur. At meron din mga possibilities siguro na magko-collide or magsasama yung dalawang minor plates na sa isang major plate or so on and so forth. Okay, kasi meron siyang part yung properties sa may lithosphere na molten. Di ba nga? So kapag molten siya, pwede siya mag-form into different shapes with regards to the movement of the corresponding plates. Okay? So, as we discussed before, during the continental drift theory, we discussed that the plates or the continents are once been one whole landmass. Diba? So, merong pinagdaanan or originate yung mga plates or mga continents natin ngayon, diba? So, i-discuss natin yung mga ancient supercontinents naman. A supercontinent, a landmass comprising more than one continental core or crater. So, makaklasify siyang supercontinent kapag nag-compare siya ng isa or dalawang continental core or crater. So, makikita natin sa picture na yan na nag-iiba based sa movement or sa base sa lugar or sa duration millions of years ago. Next term is the supercontinent cycle, a quasi-periodic aggregation and dispersal of Earth's continental crust. So, next topic or this continues that the listed below or listed in this presentation are the ancient continent or ancient supercontinents on Earth. Una dito ay ang Colombia. Colombia is an ancient supercontinent or approximately 2.5 to 1.5 million 2,500 to 1,500 millions of years ago. Second of which is the Euro-America. Third is the Gondwana, a Neoproterozoic to Carboniferous supercontinent. Medyo tayo sa mga terms na ito, diba? Pero kailangan natin itong tandaan. Next one would be the Kennerland, the hypothetical Neo-Archean supercontinent from about 2.8 billions of years ago. So, next one with the Laurasia. Laurasia, a northern supercontinent that formed part of the Pangaea supercontinent. So, dating palang parte ng Laurasia ang Pangaea. Next one would be Nena, early Proterozoic supercontinent. Next would be the Pangaea or Pangaea, supercontinent from the late Paleozoic to early Mesozoic eras. Next one would be the Pannonia, hypothesized Neoproterozoic supercontinent from the Earth to the Precambrian. Next one would be the Prolaurasia. Next would be Rodinia. Rodinia, a hypothetical Neoproterozoic supercontinent from between about a billion to about 3/4 of a billion years ago. Next one would be the proposed Archean supercontinent from about 3.5 million years ago. And lastly, Valbara, the Archean supercontinent from about 3.6 to 2.7 billions of years ago. So makikita natin na yung Earth is really moving as well as yung mga plates, diba? So yung dati magkakasama na mga plates is konti-konti lumalayo until sa kasalukuyang world map natin ngayon, diba? So parang puzzle talaga yung mga continent natin. So it's just that it replaced or nag-iba yung position nila due to the various natural calamities or hazards as well as the natural movement of the Earth. So that comprises about the topic on plate tectonics. So next naman natin na pag-uusapan ay ang weathering. Weathering is a process of weakening and breaking of rocks. It is a physical and chemical breakdown of rocks and minerals and at or near Earth's surface. So ito yung nagbabago yung physical characteristic niya in terms of physically or chemically occurrence or behavior. Okay? So, meron tayong types of weathering, meron tayong 4. Yung freeze-thaw, onion skin, chemical weathering, and biological weathering. So, una nating i-discuss yung freeze-thaw. Most rocks are very hard. Tama naman yun, di ba? Matigas yung mga bato. However, a very small amount of water can cause them to break. When water seeps into the cracks and freezes, it then expands. So, kahit matigas pa yung bato, kapag nakapag-sip or nakapag-pass through yung even a small amount of water, it can destroy the physical property of the rock. Tinatawag natin yung freeze-thaw. Same thing sa mga material natin. Kaya tayo mayroong mga concrete cover sa mga binubuhusan natin ng mga structural members, namely slabs, columns, and beams, and even footing, para hindi ma-expose agad-agad at hindi makakapass through yung tubig papunta sa bakal. Though bakal yung pinag-usapan doon, pero meron din epekto iyon sa konkreto. Tama? Okay? Next one would be the onion skin or the exfoliation. As the sun shines on rocks during the day, it causes them to expand. During at night, the rock contracts due to colder temperature. So, yung mga material natin, hindi lang naman yung mga rocks or minerals. Kapag naiinitan yan due to thermal conductivity or thermal expansion, nag-expand yung material natin. And especially or particularly sa rock. And kapag lumabing naman yung temperature, nagsishrink naman siya. Diba? So, kumbaga, nag-iiba-iba yung mga physical or chemical properties or yung mga nangyayari sa subject natin, yung bato. Okay? Tandaan natin na kapag may initan ng isang bagay, nag-expand, at kapag nilalamigyan naman is nagsishrink. Okay. So, kung papalit-palit na ganun yung scenario, there could be a weathering on that kind of material. Okay. Next one would be the chemical weathering. Chemical weathering causes the alteration of the chemical composition of rock due to rain. So, possible dito, halimbawa, meron kang nilagay na acid or even acid rain. Pwede niyang baguhin yung chemical property nito at i-alter at masisira or magbibiyak yung bato. Okay. Lastly, would be the biological weathering. Is the effect of the living things such as roots of the trees that makes the rock prise apart. So, yung biological weathering naman, yung kapag meron tayong biological, what do you call this one? Biological aspects na naka-apekto or dahilan sa pagkapitak or pagkasira or pag-weather na material. So, in this picture, makikita natin na tinig over na halos ng puno yung rock. Diba? Kahit matigas na yung bato, meron pa rin instances na nasasakulan siya ng different kinds of weathering elements. Mapat freeze-thaw pa yan, onion skin, chemical, and even biological weathering. Diba? So, kahit para pwede nating i-relate sa atin na hanggang kahit matigas na yung paninindigan natin or pundasyon natin, meron pa rin pagkakataon na merong freeze-thaw na makakapag-break sa mga matigas nating prinsipyo or paninindigan or matigas na puso, parang ganyan. So, Sabi nga, di ba, kahit matigas pa ang bato, pwede pa rin mataga. Di ba? Yun yung mga weathering, or di ba nga sabi natin ng weathering is the weakening and breaking of rocks. So, possible din dito na mag-enter yung mechanical weathering. What is mechanical weathering? Halimbawa, yung tao gumamit siya ng mechanical device, mga axe, para masira nila yung bato or i-crack. And though wala siya sa lecture, so pwede natin siyang maisip na pwede pala pumasok dito yung mechanical weathering. Diba? Next topic would be the works of streams and rivers. So, yung mga natural sa environment natin, or sa mga, in this case, streams and rivers, meron din silang pakinabang or meron din silang bearing sa mga bato or any minerals na nakikita natin. So, sa works of streams and rivers, meron tayong tatlong function. Sa erosion, transportation, and deposition. So, umpisahan natin sa erosion. So, erosion, yung nakalista dyan, abrasion, attrition, hydraulic action, solution corrosion for the erosion. Sa transportation naman, meron tayong tractation, saltation, suspension, and solution. Sa deposition naman, meron tayong volume, speed decreases, depends on the energy, volume of speed of water, etc. Sa erosion, meron tayong 4 na pag-uusapan. Umpisahan natin sa abrasion. Abrasion and corrosion. Load carried by river will grind against its bed and sides. The process slowly wears the rock, the bed and sides sway. So, makikita natin na magkikiskisan kapag due to the flow of water or sa stream, may possibility na magkikiskisan yung mga bato natin at eventually magbabago yung physical shape, physical properties ng material, particularly sa rock. Next one will be the attrition. Ano yung attrition? Attrition, when thrown against the sides and bed of rock, the load gets broken into similar process. So kapag nahagis, halimbawa dumadaloy na yung tubig tapos natilapon siya, doon magkakaroon ng physical or mabubroke siya or masisira siya at magre-result sa mga smaller pieces. Next one would be the hydraulic action. Hydraulic action, related siya sa 4 na ito. The work or turbulence of the water, kung gaano kabilis or kung ano yung condition ng tubig, yung flow niya. Naka-apekto din yun sa materials natin. Next one, running water causes friction in the joints of rocks in a stream channel. So, for example, kahit bato yan at continuously mong patutuluan or madadaluyan siya ng tubig, mag-iiba yung physical property niya at in some cases, magka-crack siya. Next one, with joints may be enlarged sa pangatlo, and loose fragments of rocks gets swept away. So yung mga maluwag na or mga na weather na mga particle is pwede siyang mag-flow together with the streams or rivers. Second subtopic would be the transportation. Tractation, saltation, suspension, and solution. So sa tractation, a larger and heavier rocks and gravels are dragged or rolled along the bed. So sa tractation, kumbaga tinatrack mo or kinakalaykay mo, dinadrag mo yung mga rocks sa ilalim ng ocean bed or river bed or stream bed. Okay. Next one would be the siltation or the salting by leaves or jumps. Smaller and lighter rock fragments and sand hop and bounce along the river bed. At times, the distinction between the tractation and siltation may be difficult to determine. So, para hindi tayo malito, yung tractation is the larger and heavier rocks. Diba? Sa siltation naman, yung mga smaller and lighter rock fragments that bounce back or rolled along the bed or the seabed, riverbed, or any waterbed. Okay. Third is the suspension. Suspension, some of the load like silt and clay will float along. They may also be deposited when stream velocity reaches near zero. And turbulence in the water is crucial in holding load of sediments. That would be the suspension. Fourthly, or the fourth one would be the solution. Some minerals are transported into the dissolved form. Next, especially chemical solution derived from minerals like limestones or dolomite. Yun yung mga sample ng mga solution. Hindi na natin muna i-expound muna yung minerals kasi meron tayong separate topic para sa mineral. Letter C, deposition. A river will drop its load when volume decreases and speed decreases. Kumbaga madedeposit yung mga material natin sa river kapag bumaba yung mga volume niya, yung volume na tubig, as well as yung speed or velocity niya. Second, a river's volume decreases when. So, paano ba nawawala ng volume or nawawala na tubig ang isang river? Depende sa dry season, dry region in high evaporation, presence of permeable rocks, receding flood waters, it enters a lake, it enters a calm sea, it enters a gently sloping plain. So, kumbaga, yun yung mga factor para makonsider na bumababa yung level or yung volume ng tubig or ng stream. In addition, deposition, the work of a river depends on its energy. So, kung aware tayo din sa may Maria Cristina Falls, na nagagamit yung mga falls natin into a thermal or electrical resources or source. Diba? So, kapag kasi tumama yung velocity mo or yung mga meron kang current, nakakapag-produce siya, pwede mo na siyang store at maging kuryente. So, energy, a function of a volume of water, speed of water, dependent on the gradients. Yung mga classification ng soil bed niya, kung permeable ba, maraming bato, grassland, mga ganyan. Yun yung mga typical scenarios sa river. So, kung na-discuss naman natin yung sa wind or sa rivers and streams, di-discuss naman natin about sa geological work of the wind. The earth is surrounded by, so yung work natin, kung ano yung pakinabang niya or ano yung epekto niya, factor niya sa pagtatransport sa mga bato, minerals, and any stuff na materials na ginagamit natin. So, yung earth daw is surrounded by gas, envelope of gas. Tinatawag natin yung atmosphere. Ngayon, yung earth surface is parallel to the direction of the atmosphere, it is called the wind. The wind. The atmosphere. So, yung vertical movement naman yan of atmosphere is called air currents. So, ulitin ko, the earth is composed of or surrounded by the envelope of gases called atmosphere. Diba? So, yung parallel naman kano, itang direction na ng hangin or yung direction na ng atmosphere, ausinitang wind. Whereas kapag vertical naman yung direction ng atmosphere, yung tama ka rin is the air current. Okay? So, At ang tamong erosion by wind and the developed features. Ang tamong deflation and abrasion. Deflation is the process of simply removing the loose sand and thus size particles from an area by fast-moving winds. Wind deflation can successfully operate in comparatively dry regions with little or no rainfall and where the mantle is unprotected due to absence of vegetation. So, pwede yung miwala itang particles tamo dahil kay hangin. Kapag itang condition ng environment mo is malangi at wala masyadong vegetation. Whereas ng abrasion naman, the wind is loaded with such particles attains a considerable erosive power, which helps the eroding rock surface by rubbing and grinding actions and produce many changes. This type of wind erosion is known as the abrasion. So, kapag itang erosive power which helps the eroding the rock surfaces by rubbing each and grinding action. So, gagrind na yung sarili tampong raram. At due to the wind. This type of wind erosion is known as the abrasion. Abrasion niya ating auscar. Abrasion niya kapag mag-erode itang rock surface by rubbing and grinding actions in terms or by the wind. Nausta ka rin abrasion. So, itang deflation naman, baramo hipan na itong mga loose and sandust. Next one would be the deposition of sediment by wind and the developed features. So, tintamong bar chance or crescent-shaped dunes, transverse dunes, and the longitudinal dunes. Or reta mga criteria or subtopics kay deposition of sediment by wind and the other developed features. So, presentay itang barkans. These dunes that look like new moon in a plan are most common occurrence. And an angle of 300 to 330 to horizontal lies on the windward side and makes an angle of 10 to 150 with the horizontal. They may have variable sizes with a generally maximum height of 335 meters and horn-to-horn widths of say 350 meters. Yapanta. Crescent from the word itself, crescent moon. Ang form niya at maka-incline dito 300 to 330 with respect to horizontal. Okay. Next one would be the transverse dunes. Transverse dunes similar to barkans but it's not curved. And its longer axis is broadly transverse to the direction of the prevailing winds. Next naman would be the longitudinal dunes. Longitudinal dunes are the elongated ridges of sand with their longer axis broadly parallel to the direction of the prevailing wind. When seen in the side view, they will appear to be a triangular on an average. They may be a 3-meter height and 200-meter long. Yapintitang longitudinal dunes. So, next one will be the geological work of the sea. So, tinta pa rin erosion, transportation, and deposition in terms of working dagat. So, ito tamang geological work of the sea at itang erosion, transportation, and deposition. So, erosion, rocks are worn down and broken into smaller rocks. So, in transportation naman, rocks and sand are moved from the one area to another by waves and sea currents. Deposition, materials is being deposited or dropped in some areas forming beaches and sand dunes. So may banggit yan ng dinitang waves. So makanano bang mag-wave? Pwede how waves erode. So makanala mag-erode ditang wave, diba? So pwede kitang hydraulic action, force of moving water, compressed air, wherein air gets trapped in rock. Abrasion, rocks and stones can be thrown against the coastline, wearing it away. And lastly, attrition, rocks and stones are worn down themselves. Okay. For now, that would be the topic. And I hope that we learn a lot from this topic. And we are aware of the different weathering, different procedures nung ka rin makaparas laring bato. Ating kasing bato na alin naman talaga kining lugar tamo ini ka rin. May transfer ya or may transported ya in terms due to the work of the sea, wind, river, streams, or others. Okay? So, bagya-bagya, palapitan na king review, diba? So, pakapanigaralan tayo ini para maging aware tamo rin kitang epekto na pala natin niya palang epekto itang sea, rivers, and others, king transportation or retang minerals tamo and rocks.